Filmmaking, back to it again. You're quite social media savvy. You would classify yourself as a content creator, mainly on Instagram.
Yeah, my main portfolio is on Instagram. I believe that Instagram is the main newest up-and-coming website or platform to be posting your portfolio. The world's getting very social now. The world's getting very online social. I feel like things like LinkedIn. LinkedIn is still great, and it's still great for...
I love LinkedIn.
Yeah, I know you're a big fan of LinkedIn. I can never get used to it, and I feel like for creatives and small creators, I find LinkedIn too scary and too dominating, and too sort of big and sort of we're corporate people and we can hire you sort of thing.
That's why you should be on it.
Yeah, but then I find Instagram a lot more chill for things like that. It doesn't go. It still goes. I'm professional. Hire me, in a sense, if you're marketed that way. But it's a lot more chill, a lot more community based. I think that's predominantly one of the main reasons why I'm on it, because of the community and the communities you can build online and through online, and utilize those tools online.
I talk about how important it is to find your niche kind of online, your audience, and then also how do you do that? Because obviously it's quite easy to just post whatever, and then maybe like someone will like it and whatever. But I think how important is it to cultivate, like, this is kind of what I do, and also find an audience for that?
So I'm going to put a disclaimer on this, that the journey that I'm going to tell you about, and the journeys that people tell you about that to grow their Instagram account, is the way they've done it, and it's not necessarily going to work for you. There's no set way to grow an Instagram account. It's very personal to the journey that the person has gone on, and that the account has gone on to get where they are. And there's so many. The reason why there's no set way is because there's so many different factors which are thrown into the mix to make that happen. There are obviously some set ways and some set theory-based ways you can work off for it to work, or for it to boost you in a little bit. But I mean, I'm nearly hitting 1,000 followers, and that's not a lot. But that's taken me 2 years to build that, pretty much. I was stuck on 755 for about 4 months and was wondering why. And it is very key to the Instagram algorithm. So there are lots of books. I recommend Sarah Tasker's book, #Authentic. Is one of the ways that I learned all about the Instagram algorithm. Her story is phenomenal and fantastic. And she's a very inspiring content creator, and started from nothing and built her way up, like most of the content creators. The Instagram algorithm works by one thing are the hashtags you use. So if you're constantly copying and pasting the hashtags that you use, you're going to get shadow banned, which means that the algorithm is going to notice, sort of identify that you're almost spamming that hashtag section, and will block your posts from coming up from sort of even the top or at all. So on those, there's no point in even hashtagging those, because they're not going to appear in those hashtags, pretty much. So if you're using, say, for example, me, if I use #whimsical is what I use quite a lot. If I use that on about 4 or 5 posts consecutively, I'll get shadow banned from that hashtag, pretty much. The other way is with hashtags, they're really powerful, is if you're a very small account, like for example me, I've only got around sort of 950 followers at the moment, is to use hashtags which will get you noticed, but also are applicable to your account following size. So if you use, for example, Instagram Daily, or Insta Daily, I think is one that people use quite a lot, or a Throwback Thursday or something like that, that has got so many millions of photographs in them that it works via, when you put a post up, within the first 5 or 10 minutes, the engagement of that post is how high it will send you on the rankings in the hashtags. So if you've got an Instagram Daily hashtag with a following of, say, 60k, and all those 60k people like it within the first 10 minutes, in the Instagram Daily hashtag, your post will go right to the top of the trending, pretty much. So you need to use one that are in variable size to your account. So use big ones, because then you have some chance, people will see your shot, if it's a scroll stopper, which I like to say, which is where your shot is, you're scrolling through your feed and your shot is so good that people actually scroll back through and go, oh, that's amazing, and like it, and maybe go through onto your account. I like to promote my scroll stoppers quite a lot, or the ones that get a lot of engagement. To start with, say if I post something and within the first 3 days it gets about 100-120 likes, I'll then possibly promote that if I'm happy to promote that, and if that promotes my brand the best with the right values in it, which then will give me more engagement. And it's about converting those likes. It's all well and good having those likes and them liking it, but you need to convert them into followers by having them click through into your account and then follow you, having a quick scroll through your feed and then following you through there. Which is to get your engagement up. So those two are the hashtag ones. So use smaller ones. So I use things like, I like to create my own sometimes as well. It's quite nice to do things like that, which leads me into community. Instagram, a lot of people on Instagram, a lot of creators will say, I haven't got a lot of engagement. I haven't got a lot of, people interacting with my stuff. The moment I started liking and commenting on people's stuff, I scroll through my feed, and if I like it, I'll now make an effort to comment on people's things that I really like with a really genuine comment. You don't want anything too, basic, like, oh, this is great, or just a thumbs up or something. You want to make it really personal because you want to strike up a dialogue with that person, because your brand, your handle is going to be posted on that comment. And it's basically pretty much a billboard which will be posted up saying, here's my account, come and follow me. If you post something like, this just made my day, or if you take time to read the caption, a lot of people do a lot of long captions. So if you take the time to read that, if you're interested in the account or the content that's been posted, read the caption, because it might inspire you. And if it does inspire you, leave a really supportive message, and then that's more likely to get you conversions over into yours, because people go, oh, this guy's nice, he knows, knows some stuff, and I'll go check out what his stuff is. And that's what I normally do, getting out there in the community and commenting on people's stuff. When I have somebody come and comment on my thing that I've not seen before, or that I know isn't following me, I'll read through their message, and if it's, a genuine one, I'll reply to it with a genuine reply back, because I like to be interactive with my audience. My inbox is always open. People message me, I'll reply back quite quickly, and I'll reply back to the comments and things like that. And sometimes that will lead me through, if I like what they've said, it will lead me through into their account. I'll have a quick check out their account, and if it fits with my aesthetic, then I'll give them a follow back. Because it's all about, community based, which is the other important thing. What you like and what you follow on Instagram is applicable to the algorithm. So say if you're, for example, we're filmmakers and photographers. So on Instagram, it's pretty much photography based. There is a film side coming into it, which is it's really good. I'm really impressed with Instagram TV.
It's not bad. It gets a lot of flack, but I don't mind it.
Yeah, I agree. I like to use it through Instagram rather than through the actual app itself, but it works quite well. But for example, us as photographers, I follow a lot of photography which is in my strain of photography. So I follow a lot of travel photography, a lot of lifestyle photography, a lot of vintage type stuff, a lot of portraiture, a lot of portraiture and self-portraits. Yeah. Everything that's in my if I suddenly go and follow a meme account, for example, or I go and follow, taking the food example, if I go and follow a food account, which is totally irrelevant to my account, then it will throw the algorithm off, because it pulls it up in the suggestives. So when you follow somebody, it will say suggested accounts, which would be some that the algorithm has identified which you interact with these accounts, and here is some accounts that are similar to this one. If you're interacting with things like meme accounts, it will get really confused and have a complete jumbled idea of what things you like. It's like how Pinterest works. So if you search something on Pinterest, what will come up in your feed the next time you go on Pinterest is similar things to what you searched previously. It's the same sort of algorithm. And that's how you'll become discoverable, because people are then, following somebody who's a similar vibe to you. And if you've connected with that account previously, you'll come up on their suggested follows. And then they can click through and follow you and then see your work. And then it's all one big rolling mass of community.